I want to talk about adding and subtracting signed numbers. This is important for variables as well. And what happens is you have these numbers or coefficients that are associated with the variable expression. But how do you deal with those numbers? How do you add them? How do you subtract them? So I want to take some time to talk about adding and subtracting signed numbers. Adding numbers with the same sign, if they're both positive, here this 5 is positive and 7 is positive. The sign in front of the number is the sign of the number. -8, right? -6. If the numbers have the same sign, then you just add them and keep the common sign. So here, +5 plus +7 is +12. Here, -6 and -8, they're both a negative. So you add the numbers, 6 plus 8, we get 14. Keep the common sign, negative. Right? -13, if you see this, -6 is the same thing as -13 plus a -6. Both numbers are negative, so I'm going to add the positive values. 13 plus 6 gives me 19. Then I keep here the common sign, negative. If you have numbers with different signs, one is negative, the other is positive, then here we talk about adding numbers with different signs. Subtract the numbers and affix the sign of the larger absolute value number to the result. So the absolute value is just the positive value of the number. So 9 plus a -15, well, they're both different signs. 9 is positive, 15 is negative. So I subtract. When I subtract the two numbers, I get 6. But -15 has a larger absolute value. Its absolute value is 15 compared to 9. So I affix this sign to the result. -27 plus 12, two numbers are different. They have different signs, so I subtract. When I subtract 12 from 27, that leaves me with the 15. But 27 has a larger absolute value than 12. So 27's sign is negative, so the answer is -15. 29 minus 19 is just regular subtraction. Subtract 19 from 29. Still the same principle. 29 is positive, 19 is negative. We subtract, we get 20. We affix the sign of the number with a larger absolute value. Well, 29 is bigger than 19, so 29 is positive, so the answer is positive, 20. Now, how does that relate to variables? So when you're doing the algebra, if you had 9x plus -15x, you see this is -6x. Same variable, so they're like terms, so I deal with the coefficient, keep the common variable x. If you had -27ab plus 12ab, this is -15ab. 29x squared minus 19x squared is 20x squared. And then if you're up here, 5xy plus 7xy is 12xy. So the key is really the arithmetic with the numbers, not the algebra so much. If it's -6, let's say x squared y plus -8 x squared y. This is -14 x squared y. What is x? What is y? We don't know, right? So we just maintain what we don't know in a manner of an order and structure. Got -13y minus 6y. This is -19y. Okay. So this should help dealing with the monomials and the binomials and adding, subtracting, multiplying, and also dividing.